warm and ready to go. Got a unique opportunity today. We just did an electric heater webinar a couple days ago, me and a couple of my comrades. and I'm going to go ahead and present that show today for you. Talk about some electric infrared heaters on our side of town. I want to thank, first of all, Tracy for helping set this up for us today. And I'd like to thank Jeff for joining me on the call today. He is the Vice President of Business Development out of the Ohio area and is your local representative. I'm sure you all are well up to speed with Jeff and all the value he brings to our business and to your business as well, too. And Jeff, if there's anything you want to say before we kick this off here?
No, just please keep them coming on the quotes. Let us know how we can help on closing more of these. We are quoting quite a bit, so I'll be reaching out to everyone after we send over the quotes and give it a week or so and see if there's anything more we can do to add to the quotes or even look at pricing. But yes, just keep the information flowing, and you guys are doing great to this point.
Perfect. The chat room again is open for any questions throughout the presentation, of course. Just want to let everybody know this is a great time for us to talk electric infrared heaters. Very good opportunity in front of us here with patio heater season right in front. Happy Friday Eve to everybody. And for those of you that are listening to this recording on a Tuesday later on, Friday's coming soon for you, but we'll get the show kicked off. First, you'll hear from Bertrand, who is our regional sales manager in Canada, and you'll also hear from the president of our company, Sammy, as well too on this recording. They both are a wealth of knowledge, and I'm glad to have them here on the show presenting with me today. So sit back, relax, enjoy, and ask questions along the way, and we'll be here to answer throughout the show.
All right, thank you everybody for being here and attending our webinar about the electric infrared heaters from Schwank. Let's start today, right now, actually right away, with Sammy, who is our president and is gonna a few introductions to go through.
Hello everybody, thank you very much for joining us. We're really excited to show you some of the new lineup of Schwank infrared heaters, so let's get started. So this building might look familiar. This is a building where you guys supply a lot of different equipment and are able to supply almost everything that's needed to build and provide the HVAC and plumbing and electrical systems for this building. And historically, Schwank has heated this building one way. And if we go to the next slide, you'll see some very familiar products. So here you have your typical warehouse, and Schwank has prided itself on providing you with lots of products to sell to provide the right climate and to be able to protect that climate from, sorry, if you can go back one slide, Bertrand. So from tube heaters that are providing infrared heat to our ecos or our products that will provide spot heating to our air curtains. But now we're really excited to be able to heat these buildings a different way. And that's to be able to provide spot heat with electric heaters. And so Schwank has gone from one lineup of electric heaters to adding two more products that are extremely suitable for a multitude of different applications, including warehouse applications and manufacturing. So this is a new rendering of a patio, a multi-story patio, some with a pergola, some without a pergola, kind of demonstrating the Schwank system. We've really expanded our offering for patios. We used to have two patio heaters in our Bistro and our Supreme. We lowered the price of our Supreme to be more competitive. We launched the Phantom in March of last year, and now we're extremely excited to have very good looking electric heaters as well. So here's an example of our patio system. You can see our newly launched Ghost ESM series, which is the crossroads of elegance and looks with the most modern technology and bulbs in our carbon fiber bulb that will be explained by Bertrand and Greg over this webinar. combined with our style fans and all controlled with our Schwank 1 and with our Select 10 air curtains, protecting the indoor from the outdoor climate. So Schwank has gone from an extremely good company that provides industrial IR heaters to a company that has very good looking, good technology, patio environment HVAC products to provide the whole gamut of a solution necessary. So just to close off, some of the things I'd like to talk about with product versatility is we made a promise to everybody that's on this call to continue to launch products that will enable you to keep boxes in your warehouse and sell and grow. That's our commitment to wholesale. And I think we've really lived up to that, especially on the electric side, where we launched both Ghost and Titan within a 3-month window. So we've gone from 1 electric product category to 3, where we cover shortwave solutions that are able to provide more heat intensity and absorption, so you can mount them at higher heights. The medium wave quartz bulb that is a staple that we've been providing for 5 years, and now the newly launched Ghost that has the fast response medium wave carbon element. So we covered the entire spectrum of wavelengths necessary to be able to provide solutions. Our power range has grown tremendously as well. We used to only be able to provide 1.5 kilowatts to 6 kilowatts, but our Titan, the name is descriptive, is available up to 12 kilowatts. So our power range that we're offering is from 1.5 to 12 kilowatts. We wanted to provide versatility in our looks. We have stainless steel standard looks, recessible, that's our medium wave quartz bulb, but we wanted to provide and complete the family with the black optics package. So our Phantom and our Ghost are named that on purpose for the gas solution and the electric solution, for something that hides well in the design of the patio, that looks sleek, minimalistic, something that these restaurant and hospitality owners are looking for. We maintain the flexibility of offering custom colors for our medium wave quartz bulb solution. And then we have multiple options that have either a fascia, such as our Ghost that has a grill on the outside, or the open look, depending on what the owners are looking for. So significant improvement in versatility in our looks as well. A topic that is commonly talked about these days is our manufacturing setup, and we are very lucky to have versatility there as well. As you guys know, Schwank is located both in Canada and the US. We have an assembly facility in Canada and a separate assembly facility and business in Georgia, and we're very proud of both of those. And that expands over to our electric lineup. We have a local US manufactured electric lineup as well as a foreign lineup, depending on what's necessary for a project or for that territory. And then the biggest thing is we're invested, stocked, and ready to go. Our commitment to you guys is to provide the best customer experience possible. And that means we need to have the product in-house and not provide you with long lead times. So the product is either in stock with a 3-day turnaround, or it has a 2 to 4 week lead time for some of the more custom items. Thank you guys very much. I just wanted to kind of set the tone. We're really excited and proud of what the team has been able to do and provide to you guys to increase your growth and your sales. And with that, I'll pass it on to Bertrand and Greg to provide some more technical details.
Thank you, Thami, and thanks for the introduction. And indeed, I wanted to talk about some of the product we have and go through some of it. And start with a quick question for some of you. I won't hold the question too long because I know it's a webinar and it's difficult to answer. But 3 seconds, if you guys would take a guess at what is the 3 seconds, what does it mean for that topic we talked about, electric heaters? It's actually way less than 3 seconds is the time for our electric heaters to be to come to full power. So in less than 3 seconds, you're going to receive and get the warmth from our heaters. And we'll go through some of it right now. And before I go there, I'll do that. If I'll like to take some time, if you can, if you want to scan the screen. So I'm Bertrand Bueno. I'm a sales manager in Canada. Greg is joining me from the US facility. And Sammy, who just talked a second ago, if you want to scan our QR code and connect with us, we'll be happy to help. In any case, if you're not too sure, if you're here, it's because you have an email related to Schwank. If you're not too sure who to connect with, send anybody an email and we'll direct you to the proper contact anyway. So let's go right in. Let's dive into what we're going to talk about today. Infrared heat technology. We just briefly alluded, talked about it. The typical applications that are good for radiant electric. Also benefits of electric heaters versus gas, which is what Schwank is mainly known for. And we'll go dissect in a brief way, because I know we have a short time, our Titan series, the ES series, and the Ghost. And also we're going to provide you with some questions and some tools to ask and to ensure you have questions and ways to help you selling those heaters. And we'll go through our support, and hopefully we'll have some time for Q&A. And again, we'll always be available for questions with you during that meeting or out after that. Just wanted to point out also that Greg, while I'm talking, is answer any questions. If you have any questions, to type into the Q&A section, he'll be able to answer that. And when I'll talk, I'll try to do the same thing. And can also go to our website to get some information. But let's dive into what is radiant heat principles. So let's say this drawing shows a winter example. In the winter, if you're in the shade because it's cloudy, the outside temperature may feel 0 degrees Celsius or 32 Fahrenheit. And that's the actual outside temperature. It's going to feel like the same temperature for you. But as soon as the cloud goes away and the sun comes in, the outside temperature didn't change, 0 degrees Celsius or 32 Fahrenheit, but the radiant temperature, meaning the radiant waves you feel on your body, will increase the radiant temperature, so 20 degrees, so that you're going to feel light 10 degrees Celsius in that example. Of course, it varies between the actual time of the day, how high is the sun and how powerful the rain waves, but that's the principle. So the more infrared waves you get, the more comfort or lifting comfort you get. Today, we're going to be talking about radiant electric specifics. What is short waves, medium waves versus long waves that Sammy talked about. So long waves on the right-hand side is typically slow ramp-up time, not very efficient, very low capacity, and not great when it comes to mounting height. So we're not going to talk about that today because we don't have that product. We pride ourselves in in working on efficiency. So the one way that we can talk about is medium waves. Medium waves is a good balance between short wave and long wave. It's hitting properly, fast ramp up time. It's not as fast as 3 seconds, so it's pretty fast. It doesn't have a intense orange glow, which the short wave may have, but it's limited to typically 6 kilowatts and the mounting height up to 14 feet. When we talk about short wave, it's the quickest ramp up time, and that's what I mentioned about the 3 seconds. It has a very intense heat, but it may have a bright glow. So we work on that to reduce that bright glow, which might not be appealing to some patrons, which is why it's important to have to think about that. And the one I have above me, the Ghost, it's exactly we work on that. So usually the shortwave are 2 to 12 kilowatts. We even have some models coming up, potentially actually right now existing in Europe for up to 18 kilowatts, and we can go higher. So which is exactly the example that Sammy talked about earlier about the warehouses. So we can have a complete warehouse heat up with electric short waves. Basically, how it works. So heating the appliance powered by electric contains a high temperature emitter that transfers the electric energy through electromagnetic radiations. And as that little graph shows on the left-hand side, the shorter the wave, and I just talked about that, shorter the wave, the more energy you're going to receive. Some applications, here are some pictures. You can see, we talked about warehouses. You can see some of those. Patio, also very common. Manufacturing, industrial, very common for electric. We've seen them at hotels also, rooftop golf ranges. It's also very much required in many cases to increase the length time of that driving range, but also for resort casino where they have maybe smoke areas, stuff like that. Stadiums and sports venues. It's also great for those private setup that they have their VIP VIP areas. That could be a great application. Also, fire station, ambulance bays, that would be tied to warehouses. So what are the electric benefits versus gas? And you can see Sammy showing the ghost right here on a recent project we had. So you can see the color, but it doesn't glow bright red. If you adjust that, it will not be providing enough light to do anything under those. So the big benefit of electric is it's very fast ramp up time and no ventilation is required. So if you've got any room like this patio, it's open by a closed patio, whether you have a tent for wind blockers or stuff like that, or it's inside a mud room, for example, there's no ventilation required. So electric is very good for that kind of that type of application. It can be installed anywhere, even when there's not gas, right? It's a very low, it does have a very low carbon footprint, and some municipalities want to go away from gas. So I know it's not everywhere, but that might be a requirement. Also, it's good for indoor or outdoor. We can have IP rating we can share with you. It has also very low clearances to combustible, which is the benefit of all of electric heaters. Some models also can be recessed and flush mounted, so you don't even see them in the ceiling. And it's very easy to control, very easy to install and maintain. There's not much to it. So the best thing of it is you put it up and you don't think about it just when you need it. Of course, usage costs for electricity can be high. The biggest thing you need to think about is amperage building capacity. If you want to put 10 heaters, 10 electric heaters, the first thing to think about is, can I do that by regarding the electric board? Is it enough for the electric board? And I know I'm talking a lot. We are very short on time already. So and very high building over 25 feet might be also a limitation. Here is the Titan series that was launched recently. So this model is up to 6 kilowatts. The up to 12 kilowatts is for a bright channel. But this can be mounted 10 to 17 feet high. It can be installed indoor, outdoor, and it's 3-phase. That's our only model for 3-phase, which is very powerful, fast ramp up time, ultra low glow shortwave bulb. So you can see a light, but it's actually not very disturbing. And marine grade aluminum alloy, black, it looks good, and of course certified to be sold in US and Canada. You can see here the technicalities when it comes to amp required, so 16 amps. The weight, it's very light, very easy to install. It comes with a bracket. Here you can see the mounting installation, whether it's from the ceiling or from the wall, angle or straight. And here the coverage also that shows in the manual. So for that kind of heaters, 10 to 17 feet high, we can roughly cover about 20 by 18 feet, which is a pretty decent coverage. When it comes to controls, we have a single control that you can see here is like an on and off switch. We're working on a disconnect to have a variable heat, but we also have a disconnect also offered. I don't show it here for up to 600 volts, but this comes in 208. So the contactor panel. It's also available. So if you have any question when it comes to controls, just connect with us and we can help you and see what's available for your project. With that, I also wanted to show you some application, industrial application. And just a quick comment, this has been commented as being too hot. So they want to reduce the heat of those heaters. So it does provide lots of heat. And this is also an application for warehouse setup and golf range I talked about. And this is a sports facility for tennis. We've seen also them every now and then. And with that, sorry, Greg, I'm giving the puck to you. I know
that's quite all right. I appreciate you both for the nice, warm, welcoming, pun intended. Thank you, Sammy and Bertrand. Really appreciate it. I'll talk a little bit about our ES and ESD series. This is our eldest in the group, if you will, but still provides some real good sleek design with it. Indoor, outdoor use, 8 to 14 feet in mounting. We're offering 500 watts up to 6,000 watts for operation, 120 volt, 208, 230, of course. This is a medium wave output, so as Bertrand said, you get to see a good feel of warm heat coming off of this rapidly, if you will. It's about a 306 stainless steel material housing, of course. It's got the medium wave quartz bulb. Very unique unit. It's actually one of my personal favorites, even though it's one of our older ones. Comes with a good 2-year warranty. One of the reasons it's one of my favorites is because there's a plethora of mounting options for this one. It truly is a sleek design and does have the John Cena camouflage, can't see me look, if you will, to call out our wrestling fans from this past weekend's WrestleMania. But yeah, if you go to the next slide here for me, Bertrand, you can see it's got some real good mounting options for it. You can actually do a flush mount. It's one of the only units that we have that can do a flush mount into the ceiling. So it can kind of disappear into a higher end, if you will, real estate options there, as well as hospitality situations. We do offer a pole mount and a wall mount as well. Bertrand, if you want to go to the next couple of slides, you can kind of see some different applications. This is on a rooftop here where didn't have a real roof or ceiling to connect to. So we want the pole mount option on this and the sleek stainless steel finish there. Also comes in a plethora of color options as well too, which is pretty unique. So if you can see in the bottom right hand corner there, this was an application where customer had a red ceiling in their establishment, and so we were able to match the color of it and just kind of blend right into the facility. You can also see the sleek mounting there too in the wood paneling in the ceiling above. That higher end top roof there you can see on the left side there, pretty unique for that design. And then, as we mentioned, we did have 2 huge heaters come out. Bertrand just talked about our Titan, which is extreme and pretty unique to have and be able to use inside of industrial applications with very high mounted ceilings. And then we also released the Ghost series here, which is just one of the nicest looking units on the market, very slim profile and design. So we'll get into talking about that just a little bit here. Used in hospitality applications, again, very discreet design, indoor and outdoor. Same here with the mounting application. We've got 8 to 14 foot of height, a pretty good coverage area for you for this unit as well too. Very much Richard Sherman Legion of Boom days for coverage, if you know what I mean. It's definitely that type of heater. 4 kilowatts heat. We offer 3 kilowatts as well too, and a 6 kilowatt 4.5. Got 240 volt on the option, 208 volt as well too. Again, fast response with this one, and Sammy had touched on this earlier. This is a very unique design and very much ahead of its time for utilizing a carbon fiber heating element inside of it to produce that medium wave lamp that we're looking for. It's got a remote control that comes with it that's included. So this is nice for residential type applications that are looking for this as well. Kind of opens us into that market and makes it more of a user-friendly usage, the remote that it comes with. It's got a marine grade aluminum alloy as far as the material and housing, and it's a black powder coating. It's not actually painted. The front grille itself comes in a stainless steel 304. The finish, that bluing that they're talking about there, is actually a way of treating the steel itself to prevent rusting on it. So we've gone to that as far as a black oxide coating for it. Comes with your certifications that you're looking for, and both the heaters that I spoke of today come with 2-year warranty as well too, both the Ghost and the ESD series. So show a couple of, if you want to go to the next slide here, you can show the slim profile of the Ghost series. Again, just a very unique design, real pretty looking unit. We can go to the next slide here. Some of the different type of mounting options that we have, from horizontal to a 23 and a 45-degree mount, from wall or ceiling, of course. And then again, talk about that coverage area is pretty good at a 12-foot or a 14-foot mounting height. And as Bertrand mentioned, this is available too within the installation manuals to see as well. This is the remote control that I talked about a little bit with the Ghost. Pretty unique, not too far off from a Roku if you're used to using something like that. Pretty nice usage for a residential person who's not too savvy, up and down to turn the heat, and on and off buttons as well too. Just a little bit more look at the Ghost series. You kind of saw this picture earlier of Sammy with our favorite Raiden resident as well too. These were actually installed down in Orlando when we visited AHR. It's a very cool application for them. And then just another view of all the different types of materials that Sammy had spoke of that we offer, from our HVLS fans you can see in the middle there, our heaters and our air curtains, of course. And then some people enjoying a well-rounded climate control lunch application, if you will, out here with using our Ghost series. Another good patio application to take a look at our Ghost series and showcase. Pricing for these units, of course, are available in your price PDFs that we share, as well as Schwank My Select, our online quoting tool. If you don't have access to any of those and you'd like access to it as a distributor, feel free to reach out to Bertrand or I. We can help you out with those. And as far as selling and questions to ask the customer that's looking to possibly entertain using one of our electric heaters in their application, you want to first and foremost confirm electricity that's available on the site, the voltage and available amps and panel if those are available. What's the type of application that they're using these in? The aesthetics and the details, what's important to them as far as looks and feature of where they're trying to heat. If it's an indoor and outdoor application, or possibly an arena, to utilize our Titan series. Complete building or spot heating. The dims to be covered, width and length, meaning the dimensions. Mounting height and type of mounting that they're looking for. Of course, if there's any obstacles in the way, such as pre-existing electrical or venting of anything else from any other type of equipment in the building. And then the actual control strategy that they're looking for as well too. If it's a bigger facility, you might want to utilize some of our controls that can handle multiple heaters at once. Then just a brief overview of all the products that we offer. Of course, we're known for our infrared. Our tube heaters are low intensity. Our high intensity heaters as well too was our bread and butter. We were started with back in 1933. And then our patio heaters that we offer, our air curtains as well too. Very sleek in design. And of course, our monster fans, our HVLS fans, between our gear driven series and our style series as well.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I didn't see any question on the chat section. I know this is a lot of information that we talked about today. We don't expect you to recall or to memorize everything. The main thing is, if you are asking, or if you're looking for electric radiant heaters, we have options. We have a few options depending on the application. You have a few questions you need to confirm, and we can help you, guide you to that. In the meantime, I'm still checking the chats here. If there are any question that you'd like to, here's a question. Is there a minimum mounting height for the Ghost heater? Yes, it's required. It's detailed in the manual. We recommend not to be lower than 8 feet, and the reason why is because if you're below 8 feet, basically it's dangerous for people because it's too easy to touch. So 8 feet minimum is the mounting height recommended. I've seen when it's a ceiling of 8 feet, if you mount slightly lower, I've seen it done sometimes. It's just that we don't recommend it. So 8 feet is the minimum recommended for that mounting height. Yes. And by the way, it's mentioned in the manual, all our manuals.
Yeah, it's not only for safety too. I mean, keep in mind it is also for comfort, protection of the product as well. If you get somebody that's a little too close to it and they're uncomfortable, it leaves a negative effect on them. So we obviously have the mounting height for safety, but also for just general comfort of the person underneath.
There was one more question, but I answered it. It was about literature. Literature for the Ghost and the Phantom and Titan are all on our websites, including videos, brochures, manuals, submittals, cut sheets, images, everything that you guys would need to sell the product.
So this webinar again is to oversee what we talked about, what we have to offer. And if you have any more questions, you can directly to anybody at Schwank. We'll be happy to help. I know you guys have very busy days. That's why we booked half an hour of your time. Thanks again for joining. At this point, we just reached the half hour. I can stay on for another minute or so, but the main thing is thank you again for being with us. Any more question? I think you can direct it to us, and thank you for joining. I will see you next time, and see you in when we come to you.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us. A very informational session about electrical heaters, of course, that we offer here at Schwank. If you have any questions beyond this, feel free to reach out to Jeff or myself. We're both well educated in that department. Certainly some unique opportunity here. I was leaving some tidbits in the chat as far as what we offer and the series to kind of go to when you're speaking with your customers. So if you have anything else, again, feel free to reach out to us. We'll look to continue this series, of course, with Wolf Bros in the future here with some other summer-bound products, if you will. So we'll probably get into our HVLS fans and curtains coming up here in the near future. But until that time, again, I want to thank Tracy for setting this up with us. Jeff here, of course, for joining along with the ride and being a real good rep in your area to work with. And again, if there's anything, Jeff, you want to say, I appreciate the time today and look forward to working with you guys and close some more business here in the future.
No, I'm good. Thanks, Greg. Thanks everyone for attending. And if you have any questions, just give me a call.
Sounds good. Thank you, everyone.
Have a good day, guys.
Yep, you too.
Thank you.